Hi and welcome to Cheekyricho's Donuts. We're going to make some with our little ring donut cutter. If you've seen our cronut video, you'll know what we use that for usually. We're going to also make some just round ball donuts and fill them up with jam and roll them in sugar. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. We will be using the Thermo chef, so let's get started. Just to our lukewarm milk, we are going to add our active dry yeast and our sugar. Give that a little mix around, leave it for a few seconds while we get on to the rest of our ingredients. The sugar isn't going to completely dissolve because I'm using raw sugar, but it will in the mixing process. Okay, to our flour now, we add our salt and pop that straight into our Thermo chef jug. To that we are going to add our lemon juice. You could use apple cider vinegar for this. And we've also got some brandy. The brandy stops the oil from being absorbed by the donuts. You could use any alcohol that you like. I happen to have some brandy on hand at the moment. We've got some egg yolks and some melted butter. Our yeast has started to fizzy up just slightly, and we're just going to add that to our mix now, making sure you get all those little yeast granules and any leftover sugar crystals as well. And we're just going to put this in the knead function for 3 minutes. Now I'll only do it for 2 minutes to start with, and you'll have to do it for 1 more minute, scraping down the sides, making sure that it's not too sticky a dough. You may have to add a little bit of extra flour to that. Okay, after 3 minutes, this is what you should have. It's really quite a gloopy dough. We just take it off the bowl on the blades. Just give it a light hand knead on a floured surface. See how glutinous it is? Okay, now on a lightly floured board, we just give it a light knead until it sort of comes together. Press your finger down into it and it should bounce back. Can you see it springing back there? And up she comes. We're just going to press these out. Use your rolling pin if you like. You don't want them to stick, so make sure you've got a little dusting of flour there. And with your donut cutter, cut out some donuts. About the holes, you can cook them separately if you like. Just sprinkle a little bit more flour around so they definitely don't stick. They're going to rise a little bit, so you don't want them to stick to each other either, so give them a little bit of space. And don't press too hard down on a silicone mat with a cookie cutter either, because you might find that she'll cut the mat. You don't want to do that, they're too handy. Now I'm just going to push these pieces together and make round ones now, and I'm going to pump them full of raspberry jam because I can. Push that together, you don't want it flying apart on you. Just make those into 4 little jam ball donuts. You could even fill these little guys with jam if you wanted to. Cover them with a clean, dry tea towel and let them rise for about half an hour or so until they're sort of not doubled in size, but they're well risen. Make sure you've got a dusting of flour underneath them though, so they don't stick to the mat, because they'll go really ugly shaped when you go to cook them otherwise. Okay, after 30 minutes, our little donuts have risen nicely. We've heated our oil to 180 degrees Celsius, or about 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're just going to, if you don't have a thermometer, just pop the end of a wooden spoon into it and you will see the bubbles rise up to show you that the oil is hot enough. Won't hurt the wooden spoon, probably preserve it if anything. And now we're just going to lower very carefully. Don't drop these in and don't overload your pan. Our little donuts in. We're going to start with our little holes to start with. Just shake off any excess flour because it'll only dirty your oil. Into the hot oil we go. We'll just turn them over as they get nice and golden and brown. We've got some paper towel over here waiting for them to cook so that we can just pop them on there and they can get all that excess oil off them. And once they're floating and golden brown on all surfaces, they're ready to take out. They roll over by themselves and cooperate, all the better. It's really simple to do. Kids love these. These are like little mini jam ones. You can ice them if you like. We've got just some custard sugar here and some cinnamon. Once we've got all the oil off those, we're just going to mix that all together and just toss some of them. We'll just mix that all together while you're waiting for these to cook. And just take them out. Let any excess oil drain away. We're going to do our little jammy ones now. As soon as they hit the hot oil, they'll expand. And take them out and drain them too. Just toss these while they're still nice and hot into our cinnamon and sugar. Give them a little wrestle around and they're ready to eat. And there you have it, Cheekyricho's Cinnamon Donuts. Really, really hot. They're so light and fluffy. Look at that, almost cakey with a golden crispy outer surface. Okay, we'll just grab these guys out now. They're so light and fluffy. And we'll just put Lucky Last in. Beautifully risen. They're light as a feather, nice and crispy on the outside. Keep your eye on that oil, making sure it maintains the same temperature. Now we'll just mix a little icing sugar and water together. We've got our hot donut here. We're going to give it a really good rub around in that. And there you have it. Cheekyricho's iced donuts. We can put some sprinkles on that if you want to. Okay, we've had a bit of fun here decorating our little donuts. This was a chocolate one with some little pearly balls on it. We've just got our cinnamon ones. I've warmed up some jam, just raspberry jam, because that always looks really nice in your little donuts. I'll pop the lid onto our little Deco Max decorator thing. And we're going to put a hole in our donut like so, and then squeeze in some of our warm jam. Doesn't matter if some comes out a little bit. Just make a little hole in the center. You could use a piping bag for this, but this is really easy to do. These are sort of quite cakey inside. You could fill it with custard or cream if you like, and just dust them off in their sugar again so that it's a bit tidy and you can't really see the entry wound. Sprinkle a bit more sugar on top. Now we've got quite a donut party happening now. And there you have a Cheekyricho's donut party. We've got jam donuts, we've got donut holes, cinnamon donuts, and of course some iced donuts. Hope you enjoyed our little cooking demonstration. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our Cheekyricho channel. And don't forget to please subscribe, and do come back and visit us again soon. We've got so much more to show you, and we're uploading lots of videos every week. And thank you very much for watching. And Clara, I hope your giddy aunt is feeling better. Thanks for watching.